again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And, every week it just seems that there's something coming out of the NFL negative. It seems it's either weekly, daily, monthly, certainly yearly. There's always something with the NFL because these players are simply out of control. And the latest comes out with New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs, who is facing felony charges of strangulation and a misdemeanor charge of assault for an alleged incident that happened on December 2nd. This is exactly what Vrabel and the Patriots need right now. A motion hearing took place Tuesday morning at the Dedham District Court in Massachusetts. Diggs' arraignment is scheduled for January 23rd. Now, if the Patriots make the AFC Championship game, this would be the Friday before the AFC Championship game, which is just a little distraction. Now, according to police reports, the woman in question went to the police on December 16th. That's 2 weeks later, by the way, and shared that she was working as a private chef on the date of the incident in question when Diggs entered her unlocked bedroom and allegedly smacked her across the face after they had discussed money owed to her. According to the police, she said she attempted to push Diggs away when he allegedly tried to choke her with his elbow around her neck and later threw her onto the bed and said, quote, lies, when she said that she had not been paid. After the alleged assault, I should say, she left her position and the residence to stay with a friend. When she returned on December 9th, a full week later, to retrieve her property, Diggs referred her to his assistant, who told the woman she had to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she would be paid. She did not sign per the report. Why? Now, here's the thing. You throw a party, you have somebody who's cooking over your house. Why are you handling this? If you have an assistant that can talk to her about getting paid after an assault, why don't you have that assistant handle your extracurricular activities before anything can happen, before you could be put in this position? If I'm these NFL teams, I'm hiring somebody for these guys. Somebody's got to hire a team of people, 10, 12 people, who cares? Anytime they're going to have a party, anytime they're going to have a benefit, anytime they're going to do any of these things, this person's going to run it for you, and they'll handle all the monies and all the pleasantries, because these things happen way too much. The woman informed police on December 16th that she didn't want to file charges before deciding to do so on December 22nd, according to the authorities. Now, that's another red flag for me. Why not? If I got attacked, trust me, if it were me attacking her, a nobody, she would have had me under the jail. This is why these things, these people, especially these women, nobody takes them seriously. Why are you waiting almost 3 weeks to file charges on assault, and if you didn't get paid? Diggs' attorney, Dave Mayer, said in a statement that the allegations were, quote, unsubstantiated. Quote, Stefon Diggs categorically denies these allegations. They are unsubstantiated and were never investigated because they did not occur. The timing and the motivation of making the allegations is crystal clear. They are the direct results of an employee-employer financial dispute that was not resolved to the employee's satisfaction. Stefon looks forward to establishing the truth in the court of law, Mayer said. Following Tuesday's hearing, Stefon's defense team said it was working on a monetary resolution to the incident. Why? If he did, listen, let's say he paid her. They had an agreement. They have a contract. It's $10,000. Here's the $10,000. Why would she go through all this? And if she got paid and she's still going through all this, she's lying because she wants more money from you. Why are you paying her? Why are you going to pay her more? Why are you working on any type of monetary resolution? You're only opening yourself up to more gold diggers coming after you. And that's why these guys need to have these boundaries. They shouldn't be dealing with other people. If they have an event at their house, the team needs to, or they need to hire a team of people that just handle their business and that's it. They should never be seen or heard by any outside sources outside of football. It's just they make too much money, and these guys are morons. They don't know how to handle stuff. She's probably bitching and moaning about. She probably is bitching and moaning about the pay. Maybe he did try to stiff her, and she bitched him out for it, and she wouldn't shut up about it, and he went out of control. That's the only reason why there's a monetary resolution to the incident, because he fucked up, and they're going to offer her. They're going to offer her as much as they can to keep her quiet and hope she goes away. But if he does that, he's just as guilty. If he was straight up with her, paid her money and all that, then there is no issue here. He's probably got cameras all over the fucking place in his house, or he should. Release the tapes to see what this woman looked like when she was leaving your home. Put her ass to the fire if you're innocent in all this. But most likely he's not. We know how these guys are. They're on painkillers, they're on drugs. Most of these guys have early cases of CTE anyway, so they're all fucked up anyway. And most of these guys are just retards anyway. They don't know how to behave. We've seen that. So the fact that he didn't put his hands on her, you know what, whatever. For all we know, he might have tried to fuck her, and she told him no, and that's when he got pissed off. But under no circumstances ever again should these players, if I owned a team, I would make it my business to protect my investment, because that's what these players are, and I would hire these people to run their events, run their extracurricular activities, so they don't ever have to be involved, so we don't have incidents like this. But that's just me. This is a huge distraction now. Now, the NFL said that it's aware of the matter and has been contacted by the Patriots. The league, of course, they take their they have no comment. They don't give a shit. Quote, "We have no further comment at this time," a league official said in a statement. Diggs is 32 years old, joined the Patriots last March on a free agent deal for 3 years at $69 million. He is currently the leader of the Patriots wide receiver corps with 82 receptions, 970 yards, and 4 TDs. The Patriots, of course, Sunday played the last game of the regular season against the Dolphins. They're 3-13, and they are, I think they're, no, I don't think they can get the number 1 seed. They might. I think if they win and the Broncos lose, they get the number 1 seed. In a wild, wild weekend. And of course, distractions are not what the Patriots need right now. They've been the squeaky clean organization all year long. Shocked everybody with this stud quarterback who, after last night's disastrous performance by Matthew Stafford, I think is now the front runner for the MVP. Not that anybody cares about the MVP, but that was a big step back for the Rams last night. And now we have a wild, wild weekend coming up. We have a potential tiebreaker if the Buccaneers defeat the Panthers and Atlanta wins out. We then go to tiebreakers because they'll all be 8-9, which a division winner being 8-9 is a disgrace. Baltimore and the Ravens, and of course the Niners and the Seahawks play for the number 1 seed. And I have to say something. I was watching that game last night. If the Atlanta Falcons had a real head coach, a real coaching staff, they would be incredibly dangerous. I think they're dangerous now. I don't want the Atlanta Falcons anywhere near the San Francisco 49ers. The way they run the football and the way the 49ers can't stop the run, it would be embarrassing to be a 13-4 or whatever team and lose to an 8-9 team that barely made it into the playoffs. But that's what could happen if the 49ers end up seeing Atlanta down the road. I don't think Atlanta makes it. I think Carolina wins anyway on Saturday. But the Rams last night, 2 pick sixes. Well, almost 2. The other one was called because of the foot out of bounds. But potentially almost 2 pick sixes. And the way that the Falcons were just running, and the Rams couldn't block that front seven to save their lives. Just goes to show that the Rams aren't. I thought they were the Super Bowl team, and it was my nightmare that they would win on 49er grass. But I'm not so sure who's coming out of the NFC now. The Niner offense, as I said yesterday, is just exemplary. But their defense, they can't stop anybody. And I certainly don't want to see the Seahawks and the Rams play a Super Bowl in Santa Clara. That would be a disaster. The nightmare scenario would be the Rams and the Chargers, an all-LA Super Bowl in Santa Clara. And if Harbaugh were to win that Super Bowl, it would be so terrible. It'd be great for him, but it'd be terrible for everybody else. All right. Also, the big news in New York, there is swirling rumors that Aaron Glenn may not be as safe as we think he is, and rightfully so. He's a disastrous head coach. We're going to have a big show next Monday, which is usually called Black Monday, when all the coaches that we think are going to get fired. There's probably like 7 or 8 that are going to be gone. Stefanski probably will be gone. Zach Taylor will probably be gone. I think Todd Bowles will be gone. I think Raheem Morris might be gone. I think Aaron Glenn might be gone. Could happen. Even the guy in Arizona, I think he's probably on his last legs. But that's for another day. Stefon Diggs, do better, bro. Do better. And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, Satan is always busy. Be a man, have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.